Let's get some prize picks in today, guys. Last night's picks did pretty well here. 4-2. You could see Kelly Oubre went right under that 17.5 points. Very nice to see. Jokic and MPJ cashed very easily. 11 assists on Jokic, 20 points on MPJ. Honestly, KCP also hit his points prop, so I could have done the triple stack, but we'll take what we could get. Then Tyrese Maxey did absolutely nothing. 7 points. It was actually Embiid that ended up getting the points. Like I said in the video, but I liked Tyrese Maxey's specific line at that point because I think Embiid was a bit too high at 28.5. But he still cashed that either way. Then Bogdan here went slightly over 18 points. And then Watford was very easy. He didn't get many minutes and he went under the 18.5 points very, very nicely. So 4-2 in last night's video and then 5-1 in the previous video. We're on a pretty good streak here, 9-3 in the past 2 videos. So let's see if we can continue it on and hit this 6 flex tonight. I'm going to be building a very nice one here in the NBA. And we're going to start it off with 2 plays I really like and I think are a bit undervalued right now. Is Wagner on his 18.5 points. I think this line should be set at 19.5. The sportsbooks also agree with me here. If we go to Wagner on Bet365, for example, he's set at 19.5 points. Slight juice towards his under 19.5, but remember, we're getting that full point extra on our site on Prizepicks, and every single point is going to count. Now, because we're taking his points, we might as well go and throw in the main assister on the team. That's going to be Paolo Banchero on his over 5.5 assists. Now, Wagner doesn't have the highest assisted points percentage. You can see about only 48.6% of his field goals made are assisted. You know, it's not like a Nurkic or something where 85-90% of his field goals are assisted, but I still think it's a decent chunk. But either way, it is correlated to have 2 overs on the same team because these guys play the same amount of minutes. Basically, if it's a blowout, they're both going to get benched together and more likely to go under together. If it's a tighter game, which tonight it's not exactly the tightest game, minus 7.5 spread towards the Magic at home, but you're not expecting a blowout or anything. You are expecting a decent amount of minutes. The only thing is it is a bit of a slow-paced game here, 209.5 total. These are not really 2 fast-paced teams, but all we need is one of these players to go over their points, and we're hoping it's Wagner tonight rather than Banchero, and Banchero is going to be taking more of an assisting role tonight. And in terms of what Banchero is favored at, you could see if we go on Pinnacle here, Banchero's assist prop is slightly juiced towards the over 5.5 assists. Nothing crazy, but it is definitely more favorable for his over than his under to hit, so it's good to see there. And then again, another sportsbook here, having Wagner at 19.5 points. We get him at 18.5. Once again, that is a massive advantage. Every single point is going to count. So this is going to be the first 2 picks. These next 2 are a bit weird. I'm going with Golden State. We're not taking Clay. We're actually going to be going with Chris Paul on his over 13.5 points. Another line that's set too low. You're going to see the trend. I like to take the plays that are obviously undervalued on Prizepicks compared to sportsbooks because you know you're getting these points extra. Chris Paul is set at 13.5 points. We could check any sportsbook. So Bet365, for example, here, he's set at 14.5 points. Again, we're getting that full point of protection. At 12 points when he hits a bucket, he gets to 14. This would not cash on a sportsbook, but would cash the over 13.5 points on Prizepicks. And I like to pair this up with another player. We're going to go to Draymond Green on his under 10.5 points. And if you check Draymond points, he's going to have heavy juice towards that under 10.5. Basically, we captured very good value on Chris Paul's over points, and Draymond Green's under points is also juiced towards the under. So we got the right directions on both these guys. Obviously, there's not the main scorers on the team, but you can still see the trend within role players. So when one guy's going over their prop, the other one is more likely to go under. And you also have to consider that Curry is not in tonight, so Chris Paul could be getting a lot more usage, scoring more points for the team. If you go and check who's actually going to be scoring tonight, you're expecting Clay, you're expecting Kuminga, but maybe Chris Paul steps up tonight, and then Draymond is kind of lagging behind. So that is pick 3 and 4. The next picks we're actually going to get from the OddsJuice dashboard, and I'm really liking this one right here. Amen Thompson on the under 3.5 points in the first quarter. Let's go check this on NBA 1Q here. So he's set at 3.5 here. On the sportsbooks, he's set at 2.5. On the sportsbooks, he's set at 2.5. Kind of 50-50 odds that he goes over 2.5 or under 2.5. Remember, we're getting him at 3.5. Now, Thompson's not going to get on the court in the first quarter and hit a 3. Most likely, I mean, only 5% of his points come from 3-pointers. But if he does get fouled and gets to the line and he misses one of those free throws, we would still cash our prop. Like, let's say he has 2 points already, he gets to the line, and he only hits one of those free throws in the first quarter, we would still cash this under 3.5 prop compared to a sportsbooks where we would not. So this 1 point is very crucial, especially in a short time frame, in that 12 minutes in the first quarter, when every point we could get, and I think this is a massive advantage that we're getting him at 3.5. Compared to 2.5, you'll not find this at 3.5 anywhere else. This prop is going to happen more often than we're actually getting paid out for. So essentially, we're getting a good deal on it. I was going to go with Jalen Williams as a slash prop here under 21.5 points, but he actually just got ruled out. So I'm going to go with Devin Booker here on the over 8 points. So again, sportsbooks have him at 8.5. We're getting him at 8. You know, 8 is that multiple of 2. So if he gets 2 3s and a 2, or if he gets 4 2s, we're going to push on Prizepicks. Every other sportsbook we would lose. So you can expect him to hit 8 quite often in the first quarter. So we definitely want to get that push potential at the very least. So this is the full slip. We got 2 first quarter props, and then the rest are going to be regular NBA props. We got Orlando, Golden State, Houston, and Phoenix.